Hey, what up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Filling Your Cup. I'm your host, David.
And I'm your other host, Calvin. What's up?
And today we're gonna go back to our roots, right? Back to filling your cup with useful information, right? Because the last video was a little gossipy, and I mean, sometimes we'll do some of those videos, sometimes we'll do more informational ones, right? So today we're gonna talk about the my bad, Calvin. What were you gonna say? My bad?
Oh no, it's exactly. We come in all different flavors, you know. Let's go. Go ahead.
Gotta taste the rainbow, man. So today we're gonna talk about the Self Direct IRA. It's similar to what we've talked about before, which is like the traditional Roth IRA, but this has a little twist in it. And then today we're gonna go over what's the twist.
All right. So like David said, it's similar to your traditional Roth IRA, but instead of buying stocks or investing in stocks, you can invest in property, such as multifamily housing, vacant lands, farms, et cetera, et cetera. So this, and we're going to go over the benefits and not benefits later on, but this is essentially a Roth IRA for land or property.
So yeah, what are the types of IRA? The self-direct IRA. Well, there's basically two of them. There's the Roth version and there's a traditional version. One version means you pay tax when you contribute, and the other one, the traditional one, is you pay tax when you withdraw the money. And of course, we're big advocate of getting the Roth one because paying tax on a measly $6,000 contribution is a lot better than paying tax on your potential millions of dollars of gains, right? So that's just a little heads up. Not a financial advisor, not giving you tips, but that's something that what I would do. All right, so let's go over let's go over the example of the tax saving that you can get, right? So let's just say you find a duplex on the market for $195,000, right? You're not gonna find that around the Bay Area, but let's just say you find one in give me a cheap city, Calvin.
Austin, Texas.
Nah, that place is fire right now. I don't think you can find a fun 195. Let's say someone in the middle of America, right? Where?
Kansas.
Let's say if you found a duplex in Kansas, right? And let's just say you have the $200,000 required for this transaction in your SDRA. So let's just say you bought that place and then you rent it out for 20 years. And each year, every month, you're collecting $1,400 in rent. For the sake of the math calculation, we're not gonna account for we're not account for like raising rents or vacancy because that just comes with the territory. So let's say if you do that for 20 years at $1,400, that would mean you made $336,000 of rental income over the 20 years. And let's just say you decide to sell this property because you're trying to get more money for retirement, and you sold it for $375,000, right? So that means 375 plus your 336,000 of rental income comes to $711,000 of total gains, right? So that means if you purchase this in your Roth, your SD Roth IRA, every dollar of that is tax free. You pay no tax on that. But of course, if you bought it in your traditional SDRA, I mean you will have to pay tax on the gains, which is the $516,000. So that's basically the difference of paying taxes on your initial investment or your final gains, right? And I know in this example shows that it's assuming that the $195,000 is from strictly contribution, your $6,000 a year currently, but no, because we're gonna talk about how you can actually fund this account with your already established IRA. But before we get there, it looks like I skipped the slide, and that's my bad. And Calvin is gonna talk about how do you open one of these SDRA.
So opening and self-directed IRA. So if you have a current Roth IRA, simple, you just roll over from that account to the SDRA. So if you roll over that same kind of SDRA without, Roth IRA will become a Roth SDRA and a traditional IRA will become a traditional SDRA. So just depending what kind of retirement account you have, Roth or traditional. So both will have the benefits if you do invest in property. So there are custodians to help with the paperwork and transitions. They are not financial advisors, but they are there to help, make sure you're compliant, make sure your account is, following the rules and regulations, and make sure you're good to go in terms of investing in the property.
So the biggest difference to me is that for these accounts, for you actually to invest in anything, you need to have a large sum of money, right? Like even if you want to buy like a property, you need like minimum like $200,000 to $300,000, which you're not gonna get by investing $6,000 a year to an IRA. So what I would do, not suggesting, not financial advisor, is have your regular Roth IRA, and you're gonna be, of course, you're gonna be making gains on that, right? Hopefully, and as you accumulate more gains and more gains, when you reach like a certain point where you're able to buy property, then you can shift your mindset into not trading stocks anymore, but trade property or invest in properties. So you will basically have to grow your IRA via the stock method first into a large enough amount where then you can transition over to real estate. That's like the most realistic way of doing it, because if you fund your account $6,000 a year a year now, it's gonna take you, I don't know, as property prices go up, skyrockets, I mean, it might take you forever. So you're better off investing it into the stock market, trying to get some good investment in there, trying to get some good gains, and then transition over to a SDRA if you want to go into the property route. And this way, if you buy property with this method, you save so much money on not just the tax from selling the property if you ever sell it, but on the rental income as well. That is amazing. But there are some rules that you must follow, right? And Calvin, what are these rules that you must follow?
Right, it's not all just sunshines and rainbows. So there are rules such as you can't, sell, you can't sell to your spouse, to your brother, to your business.
You can't sell to your mom, your dad, your grandmother, grandpa. But you could sell. You basically can't transact with yourself. So you cannot buy or sell properties to like an LLC that you own, because that's basically insider. In a way, that's like insider trading, right? You're gonna sell yourself a house on the low, and then sell it on the open market on the high, and try to pay no tax. That's not gonna work. So it's gotta be a fair game. But then this account does let you invest in real estate with your brothers and sisters, or your cousins or nieces. This account, I mean, I literally just recently found out about this account, and I just thought it's super amazing. It's maybe I didn't hear about it before because real estate is super expensive, and if you need to be able to purchase the whole home with the money in your account, then that's why it's not really it's not realistic. It's really not realistic for a lot of people right now. But that's why I'm saying you grow your account via stock, grow account until you can maybe get $1 million, $2 million in your Roth. Who knows? You might get lucky on a score lucky stock, and boom, you get that money. And then you can transition over and buy your house with this method. And if you're able to do this, you will save a lot of money. You might not buy your primary residence with this because I don't know, because maybe you want to live in a real nice area. But then if you're talking about investing into lower income areas, this account sounds perfect. Gains on sale tax free, and rental income tax free. The only caveat is you cannot use this income to pay off the regular bill. So let's just say like if your rental income, the roof breaks, you kind of have to cover up the money with something else. Because you cannot touch this money until you retire. So that's the one caveat I can think of. But then like if you're a savvy investor, I'm sure you can find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So I'm sure there's a way for you to figure it out. But then this account just sounds like a really good investment, like another investment vehicle for you. So Colin, what do you think? Like, what do you think about this account?
Definitely another tool to kind of protect your money from Uncle Sam. You know, your hard-earned cash. You know, investing, building your own retirement, saving that from Uncle Sam. But you know, we live in the Bay Area, so you know, having $1 million, which is the median household household amount in the Bay Area in the SDRA, is very, you know, unlikely for you know the young adults who are just starting in their careers. So it's a long-term investment. It's a long-term outlook in terms of building the nest egg, the wealth, and then purchasing the property via the SDRA account. But it is another tool for you to save tax for sure.
All right, and with that brings us to the end of the video. Yeah, I mean, you know, like always, you know, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the channel grow, you little munchkins. But yeah, other than that, any closing thoughts, Calvin?
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.
All right, for sure. All right, peace.
Peace.